Hawaii
No,
Bowl, rather. I'm on the wrong day, but I got you. Middle Tennessee State versus San Diego State. A whale's vagina coming your way. A total of 49. San Diego State -7. You know, Dave, a little quarterback change there at San Diego State. They might have found a little something because that offense was putrid to start the season. What do you like about their chances of taking down Middle Tennessee State?
Well, the offense still isn't great, but the big difference is that Jeff Horton is calling the plays now, and that's an upgrade. The Aztec defense is solid. It's not as good as it's been in past years, but it's still good. And the main thing here is Middle Tennessee coming out of the pathetic Conference USA, it's a really bad conference. Now, that said, North Texas did get the money as a Conference USA team against Boise State. But if you watch that game, Boise probably should have won going away. They had some just bizarre defensive breakdowns that allowed North Texas to get down the field with big plays. To me, there's just a class difference here. I think San Diego State is the better entry. They'll do enough offensively. I think they'll be able to shut down the aerial attack of Middle Tennessee State, or at least limit it. So, you know, it's a big number. Anytime you're looking at San Diego State, you're kind of concerned when the spread's a touchdown or better. But I think the Aztecs on the right side in this game, just a better squad, and I think their defense will end up containing the Blue Raiders, and San Diego State gets the win and the cover.
Okay, there you go. San Diego State it is. The kid, I believe, Jalen Maiden is his name there, Tony Mejia. And, I mean, 5-2, averaging about 22, 23 points a game once he took over under center. Does that continue in this one against Middle Tennessee State? You willing to lay the touchdown?
I probably am. I haven't made a full decision, but for the sake of the show, I do like Middle Tennessee. Just to expound a little bit on the North Texas Boise game, man, did they let North Texas just get away with holding on that final drive. I'm livid. I mean, every single play, there was clear holding, and they just ignored it, including the 2-point conversion. So maybe they wanted a great finish. But no, to North Texas' credit, they did hang around with Boise, but that final drive was BS. Regardless, as far as this matchup is concerned, it really boils down to turnovers. Can Middle Tennessee force them to hang around in this game? You know, there's San Diego State 6-1 when it avoids multiple turnovers in a game, 1-4 when it has 2 or more. So that's really the key. And Middle Tennessee is 5th in the country in turnover margin. They do have a veteran Cunningham, quarterback in Chase Cunningham, who should be able to get them into decent formations and whatnot against a solid Aztec defense, like Dave said, not as good as we've seen in the past, but still serviceable. But yeah, certainly San Diego State, the Aztecs are the rightful favorite in this matchup. You know, and if Maiden plays well, then they should win going away.
All right. Thinks it should be a possible runaway here. Bryan Power, what are you thinking here? Any dog in this one, or is it Brady Hoke and company for you as well?
Well, it's fascinating to look at these teams now compared to September. When I played against San Diego State, and you kind of alluded to this, Joe, it was September 30th at Boise State, #Friday Mojo, by the way. They looked so inept before the quarterback change. I would have said you had to be drug tested if you would have thought this team was going to make it to a bowl. I've never been more confident in a game, I think, all year when I had a lead than I was with the Broncos in that one. But as we've all mentioned, a quarterback change took place. A play calling change took place, and Maiden, this is a fascinating stat I read. He became the Aztecs passing yards leader after his first start.
Oof.
That's how bad the passing game was the first month of the season. Now, they still had some stinkers offensively down the stretch, just 14 points against UNLV, just 3 against Air Force, both those games at home, too. And then if we can backtrack with Middle Tennessee State, they, of course, have that big upset against Miami in September. Everyone's like, oh, my goodness, Middle Tennessee State. Well, that no longer looks as big. Dave talked about Conference USA reeking, absolutely accurate. They played a much weaker schedule than San Diego State did. And even though Blue Raiders quarterback Cunningham throws for almost 3,000 yards, this team still has a negative yards per play differential on the year. That's not good. So when you combine the stronger schedule, the yards per play differential, I understand the big early line move in favor of San Diego State. And remember, they play in Hawaii basically every other year. It's a conference foe. Brady Hoke says his team wants to be here. Now, I know he's not going to say that we hate the game and don't want to do it, but I think by volunteering that information, it means something. This is a hard game to handicap traditionally. These guys probably know this through the years. Wacky results in this game. It's because some teams take it as a vacation, not a bowl. But I would make it 3 for 3 here and lay the points with the Aztecs.
All right.
And just real briefly, Joe, check your weather forecast because there is a concern that there might be some showers for this game. First Hawaii Bowl in a few years due to COVID.
Okay, there you go, guys. Game number 1 there, the Hawaii Bowl.